Good evening, you wonderful, bright, good-looking people. Is that all right? I believe that knowledge is power when it is shared and then it applies. Isn't that something? Remember, variety is what? Spice of life. And iron does what? Let me deal with the chewing gum first. In the beginning, God made everything to please Him, God, not us. The pig divides the wolves, but it doesn't chew cud. So it's not really healthy for food. The goat divide the hoof, the sheep, the cow, and if you choose to, you can eat them, if you choose to. But man was not made with a cud to chew chewing gum. That is one. Secondly, all chewing gum contain aspartame, which is NutraSweet. And NutraSweet is used as a sweetening agent to advance the life or shelf life of what? Of the product. And I know full well that you only preserve something that's dead. That's why you have a fridge, don't you? Talk to me. We're going to have dialogue, not monologue. We're just me. We're here to learn from one another. By the way, I'm not as bright as you, so take care with me. Still my father's favorite son. And it behoves us to be wise. Don't you think so? And chewing gum also contain sodium lauryl sulfate. But let me back up with aspartame, NutraSweet. It is responsible for 96% of all suicide on planet Earth. Yet it's given to you, or those who choose to, as diabetic. Isn't that something? It's interesting, isn't it? Strange, but true. Believe it or not, it is factual, not fiction. Sodium lauryl sulfate, what is it? Sodium lauryl sulfate is an engine degreaser for your automobile. Now, I see my sister there looking tensively and relaxing that beautiful specimen to the hand folded in prayer. Is that good, my dear, or is it bad?
It's bad.
Is it good?
No, not if you're going to.
And if it's not right, is what? And if it's not good, it is? And 1% of error with 99% of truth makes it what? Of course. And if that isn't bad enough, it's getting more frightening. Permit me to tell you this, that it contains BHT and BHA. What does it contain? Do you know what BHT and BHA is? It is a petroleum product that is derived from crude oil that make gasoline to drive the car outside. You laugh, don't it? This is serious stuff. And every time you chew, even if it did not have this poison, every time a woman chew it, which is worse than a man, because her blood have 20% more water than a man, and she reproduces, including cycle, and her thyroid is larger 4 times, it makes her more vulnerable to get breast cancer. And every 27 seconds, a woman dies of breast cancer, especially if they are of African origin. Still want to chew gum? You work it out. And if that isn't bad enough, it also causes to produce too much progesterone, and then you ask me, Dr. Guest, what is good for fibroid? Check yourself, because you're wrecking yourself. And when the men shoot, what happened? We produce what? Androlone and testosterone. It forces you to produce too much what? Testosterone plus 50% of androlone, and then you end up with prostate cancer. And so when the woman is singing, if you're married, I am thine, O Lord, he should be singing Draw Me Nearer. Instead, Brother Paul, he ended up singing, Shall we gather at the river? Because Lazarus is dead and is not in trespasses and sin. You use your discretion, it's not sold in the shops. In other words, all he have is a water hose to cover the pants to cover shame and deliver his brothers and sisters. Did you marry them for decoration? Did you? No. So you must find out what you're getting into before you get into it. Because there is no exchange. Can I talk to you? If that isn't bad enough, every 33 seconds, a man dies of prostate cancer. Every 19 seconds, a man is diagnosed. Diagnosed means that we find out that you have prostate cancer, which is an epidemic. When I did the research for Bahamas before I got here 3 weeks ago, you're number 5 in the world with fibroids and number 6 in the world with breast cancer. Jamaica is number 1 with prostate cancer, 2 with fibroids. And as for diabetes, you balance out with St. Lucia becoming number 2. I did my research before I came here. Now, every time you chew chewing gum, still on it? Yes, I want you to get the message. Even if it's this one item, one topic, I want you to get the message. Why? Teachers always make sure, do what? The things over and over repetitiously until it is registered. I used to be a high school teacher before I became a medical doctor. Gave up my license because side effects of drugs is the leading cause of death in the world. Not one of, the number 1 leading cause of death. God's way is still the only, and will always be the best way. I see my jelly water come. Oh, bless him, Jesus. The Lord bless you, Brother Miller. So that I will always get jelly water. I will tell you how good it is. Oh, by the way, this is too much for 2 and not enough for 1, so don't look on that side too long. The good news about it, that every time you chew your infamous chewing gum, your organs have no time to rest. And then you're destroying the lining of your stomach wall, and you're going to find yourself with ulcerated stomach, not to mention acid reflux. Then you affect your duodenum, which is the second stomach, and the microvilli in the small intestines, which is a part of the digestive canal. Is that still good or bad? And when you continue chewing repetitiously, what happened? Eventually, the pancreas becomes fatigued. What is the other word for fatigue? Anybody? Tired. Or lack of energy. And then you become a diabetic. That's what you want? The chewing gum alone, even without the above poison, contribute to 56 known medical problems. You look carefully around you, and you seldomly see people from the Middle East, the Muslim and the Jewish nation chewing gum. You seldomly. What we lack is discipline, self-control, and willpower. Oh, my friends do it. Really? Are you your friend? Every tub have to sit in his own bottom. Every man is responsible for his action. And every action comes with consequences. So the choices you make a difference. And so the book of the Lord tells me, teach us to what? Help me, man. Number whose days? That we do what? And by the way, the Bible tells us about weeping and gnashing of teeth. Isn't it in the written word? Isn't it so? Yes. Did it say chewing of gum? No. And don't you think it's very hard for a man to have teeth and chew gum after? You don't get my drift. Just in case you're slow hearing. It's hard, Professor, to have teeth and you still want to chew gum. Get it? Enough of that. Let me touch on the infamous women's side. First of all, women are 4 times smarter than most men, myself included. Amen. Jamaica say, you know, I just did. It is true. And they are also more intelligent. And they produce and we produce just trouble. We produce nothing. So they should be loved and cared for and respected, and not to talk down to, but to talk with. A woman's heart is like an ocean. Don't try to find out what's in it, because only Jesus knows. It sounds hard, but it's factual. Professor, it's true. Her blood of what? She have what? 4 times the amount of what? Blood than us, that way. Liquid wise. Why? Because she reproduces what? Produces what? A cycle, and she reproduces offspring. Her thyroid is also 4 times larger than a man. Why? Because she's going to give birth down the road. So it regulates what? The thyroid what? Regulate the hormone and the body's temperature, just like a fridge. It have a thermostat and a relay, isn't it? You need to know about these things. And if you don't know, you're at the right place. But the thyroid of a woman also get her in trouble 99.9% more than a man. That's why she have a big thing here called goiter. Ever see her a big thing here? Either hyperthyroidism or what? It's not working properly or it's working properly. If it's not working properly, she'll lose weight. Yes? Yes? And the first thing you want to do, you want to cut it out. When the manufacturer gives you a lovely Benz or your Porsche or your Escalade or your Prado or any vehicle per se, word speaking, do you think that manufacturer put whatever is in that car there for decoration? No. He placed it there, or they placed it there because it's absolutely necessary. Can I talk to you? Isn't it interesting that we as human beings are so foolish that we take better care of our automobiles than our bodies? And didn't you know, and if you didn't know, let me remind you, and if you know, let me reinforce it, that the most abused organ of the human body is the stomach. You're so right. You got an A+ for that, which is distinction, mind you. And so it behoves us to be wise. Now, when a woman wears high-heel shoes, uh-oh. Did I say that? And by the way, let me just throw this in for emphasis. Everyone loves truth, except when truth affects you. But if your friend cannot tell you the truth, he's a big hypocrite. Factual. Adam was 18 feet tall, and Eve was 16. I'm going somewhere, stay with me. Now all have sinned and come short. So she tried to make up for it with the heels. But it doesn't work. If you should look at some of our female toes, they are deformed, bunion, corns, calluses, overlapping one another, deformities. And if you think I'm joking, no disrespect. If I was to ask 50 of you to come up here and take them off, it'd be very uncomfortable. And there's a brother in Jamaica, same a gospel singer, Lieutenant Stitch. You ever hear about him? When he's done one thing I love with him, he said, "We are your size." In other words, if if you're supposed to wear a size 6, don't wear 5.5. Your toes must be able to wiggle freely. Because when they squash against one another, you're very uncomfortable and you're begging for serious medical problems, and some of them are irreversible. Go back to the high heel shoes. Look at the Chinese and Japanese and the Muslims and the Jewish people, and you will agree with me that 98% of them that I've met worldwide, and I've traveled 72 countries globally, they do not wear high heel shoes. And if they do, it is level. Because every time you step as a beautiful woman which God made in your high heel shoes, say about the height of the cup, 99.9% of your body weight rests on your heel. I learned that when I studied in Japan to do reflexology. Yes, I do reflexology. But I'm also a psychologist. I study your behavior, not just philosophy. He has blessed me to know a lot of things. That's enough to keep me to trouble and to tell you. Can you imagine if I was really bright, what would happen? Thank God I'm really sitting on the front bench. No, the back seat at the front. Never like to sit in the back. So if you have to wear high heel shoes that you wear in the courthouses according to your job, make sure you have a comfortable place, a pair of slippers. Slippers mean you just slip into it. And do not wear high heel shoes for more than 1 hour at any one sitting. Because long term will cause paralysis, destroy your spinal cord, and if you're not yet wed, and your husband is alive and not dead, you might not be able to get pregnant because it shifts your womb. It also causes irreversible problem with your eyes. Why? Have you ever worn the shoes and they're tight and you find a lot of pain? It will affect your jugular vein, even if you don't have high blood pressure and you end up with glaucoma. Isn't that wonderful? Teach us to number days. On the other side, there is a way that seemeth right. Finish it. Unto man. And the end is, and what you sow you shall. And when leaf fall, brothers and sisters, in a container of water, it doesn't mean necessarily it's going to rot the same day. But if it stays long enough, it will. God is very patient and loving and long-suffering for a while. But as soon as the cup is full, it will eventually run over. So you're sitting here. Let me ask you a very impertinent and personal question with a show of your hands. Let me see the hands of those sitting here with pressure. Pressure? So the rest of you, you're dead people? I didn't say high or low, pressure. Because if you're alive, you have pressure. So let me try again. The hands of those who have pressure on your hair. Because the man who don't pressure, they buried him to the of him in the morgue. So let me see your hands. Put them up, man. Put them down. The hands of those who have high blood pressure, hypertension, and the one that have hypotension, which is low pressure. Anyone? Let's deal with the high blood pressure, shall we? High blood pressure is restriction of blood flow to the arteries. And high blood pressure destroys the nephrons of the kidneys. And when you get a stroke, God forbid, blood vessel bursts in the brain. And if it doesn't come as as a stroke, then it comes as a heart attack. Which one do you really want? None. And the last time I saw none was in the Catholic Church. that one so. No disrespect to my Catholic friends. Just want to get your attention. And by the way, you have some wonderful smile. Every time you smile, you use 14 muscles. Did you know? And every time you get serious, with your mouth corner touching the other side, and screwing up your face like you're a bad guy. Hey, you're a star. Every time I get rough, you come talk to me like. And I get serious or see rough, you use 72. So I would prefer cultivate dimples because it's hard to straighten out the wrinkles, don't you think? The Bible says, and I back up, a merry heart is like what? But a sad countenance, a long face. That's what you want? And then the brain produces a very important hormone called endorphins. Write down that word. Endorphins. What does it do? Contribute to longevity of life. Isn't that wonderful? Write down that word. So laughter is what? Medicine. Long face. Give a story. This boy was in Portland many years ago. I was only 10 when I heard this story. True story. And you know you have two sets of grandparents, don't you? Yeah. And so he was in town and said, that's where we grow. His grandmother said, boy, fix the face. Christian must have long face. Wipe it off. I'm going to try to wipe it off and the face still remain the same. So, grandmother said, Christian have long face. So not a thing. Rubbish. Rubbish, grandfather. And then he went near to this place, Reach. Yeah, thank you, Jesus, Reach. And he started donkey and said, grandfather, so I'm Christian. I said, what are you talking about? He's a good Christian. So he face long. And grandfather said, Christian have long face. Donkey. So let's not practice the donkey face thing. Keep it going. Smiling. And the more you smile, is the healthier you will be. So endorphins are what? Release when you're happy. So it takes a lot of work to be sad. So I would prefer be glad than sad. Now let me look at the high blood pressure. Too much sodium, especially in salt. Salt is made from what? Sodium chloride, is it not? And salt, although it might be good, excess is deadly poison. So the regular salt that you buy with the little blue paper, that called free flow, it does. It is full of 87.6% of aluminium. And aluminium salt contributes to edema. Break it down. It means retention of fluid. Is that good or bad? Talk to me, Trey. We're brothers and sisters. We're here to rap together. Even Bob Marley say, if you have a good time, positive. That way there. Now, I'm going somewhere. Stay with me. The second reason why I have high blood pressure is this. There is too much plaque, fatty deposit in the arterial walls. So it blocks the flow of blood flowing through and also affect the lymphatic system, which is part of the white blood cells. Then the blood becomes too thick and cannot flow. And then the next thing, because you love to eat a lot of jerk, and how can you eat something that is jerking and it's still one place? If it's jerking, it should move. How you talk about the jerk? It's there? Isn't it? Elder, the thing is the jerk. It's there. I can move this and see it's jerking, they can't move it. When it's still one, it's there, can't move. 1 pound of jerk chicken, or fish, or pork, or anything that goes over the flames, is equal to 300 cigarettes that you light and smoke one time. It is called benzopyrene. And it also has 86% of formaldehyde that we use to embalm you when you're dead. So bet you like the cigarettes. If you can hold in the mouth one time. You don't miss cigarette. Let that one soak for now. So the high blood pressure. What do we do to minimize having a stroke? Change your diet, change your lifestyle, and change your cooking utensils. Yes? Animal flesh have sticky substance. So it clog the arteries. Vegetables is the only thing I know that open the arteries. If you think I'm joking, let me take you back with the animal. You have somebody kill you some lovely chicken. and the other 1 kilo some fish. And 1 kilo goat per se, just for argument's sake. Shall we? And all of a sudden, you want to make some balls, meatballs, right? Roughly speaking. The one who have the fish and the chicken have no gum in it. There's no sticky substance. Can I talk to you? Yeah. But the goat have enough sticky substance. In order to get the chicken to be sticky, or the fish, you have to use the bridging in it. To stick it up. So the chicken sausage have 9.7% of pig fat. Boy. And the only time that guy is his son is when I'm dead. You think that's bad? There's worse. How would you get rid of the high blood pressure? You need a lot of discipline. Trust God first. Change your microwave. Because microwave should not even put turkey vulture in Jamaica with Mr. John Crow. I don't know what Mr. John was doing there for his crew and then call him after Mr. John, Brother Paul. So them call it him. Turkey vulture is the right word. Wild, you know wild turkey? Turkey vulture. And I wouldn't put the pig food in microwave, as the Lord is my witness. It was perfected as a weapon for the American army, not for food. Keep in touch with Brother Paul, because before the end of the week is up, I've brought you some privileged information about the microwave. And if you're smart enough and intelligent enough and disciplined enough, when I go home, I will cut the cord, get a righteous ham and get some righteous leg, throw it in the garbage pan, and sin no more. I'm going to ask the teacher. We have any teachers sitting among us? Raise a hand for me. Come, my dear, please. Don't take Dr. Guest's word. I'm going to ask her to read it carefully and slowly. Your name, Your Majesty? Pardon me? You're Linda. Okay, that's good. Beautiful. Smile again, look over there. Beautiful, isn't it? Say you must smile, but broad. We have 10 things out of 13 pages. Time does not permit me. I'm going to ask her to read 10 items out of 13 pages. And at the end of it, at the end of number 5, I'm going to ask her a question. You and the Lord work it out. Number 1.
Number 1, continually eating food processed from a microwave oven causes long-term permanent brain damage by shorting out electrical impulses in the brain, depolarizing and demagnetizing the brain tissue.
Wait a minute. Is that good?
No.
You have a brain?
Yes.
Did you know that your brain contains between 65 to 100 trillion brain cells?
Mm-hmm.
You do? That is number 2. That is number 1. Number 2 is coming.
The human body cannot metabolize, that is, break down the unknown byproducts created in microwaved food.
Is that good?
No.
Number 3, male and female hormone production is shut down.
Is what? No, hold on. You think the glass is working? Read it again.
Male and female hormone production is shut down and or altered by continually eating microwave foods. Interesting.
Don't move, teach. God blessed me earlier this year. I was called away to London to treat 17 people with cancer, including a woman with cancer in her bottom. God healed her within a month, including human papillomavirus known as cervical cancer. God healed everybody. And then there was a woman called Grace Mullins, Auntie Bubbles. And she was diagnosed with bone cancer and pancreatic cancer. And they called me and said, Dr. Guest, please, I could have made some 70,000 pounds in 2 weeks. Just like that. But I'm not in this thing for wealth. I'm in it for health. When you love and care for somebody, you must show it. Don't talk about it. Because action, words is cheap, but action is expensive. And there's 3 times you know your friends. When you're sick, disaster, in trouble, or you can find one and say, "Sir, use of appearance again. You don't understand." Dunk. So, and I came back to Jamaica. And teach, as I came back 3 days after, this man from Germany who speaks 12 languages fluently is a linguist. His son, who's also genius like himself, that used 10% of the brain. You know what happened to him? He passed 11 subjects by the time he was 7, 11 CXC and 9 GC. They're dead bright. Because they start to train them from the womb over there, unlike we in the Western world. Take me back to the Bible. You remember when Mary and her cousin met? What did the baby do? So come back, no man. Solomon is right there. Nothing you this, but we don't know. And everything we adapt the European instead of the Eastern. Can I talk to you? Try it. It works. Long and short before teach consider who's she's doing so well. His son at 9-year-old had full prostate cancer. And the Lord used me, and within 1 month, the Lord overruled, and he didn't do no chemo, radiation, or operation. The Lord healed him. Now he's one of us. Going to Andrew's Adventist Church. Can I talk to you? And then in April, they called me to Flatbush in New York. The little girl was 7 with breast cancer and fibroids. What's the problem? The microwave and the chicken. And it's not chicken, it's chicken. It have no mother, no father. It don't when it's night and day. Read on, teacher.
Number 4. The effects of microwave.
Number 4. Second on, number 4.
Number 4. The effects of microwave food byproducts are residual, long-term, permanent within the human body.
Nice, isn't it? Isn't that good?
No, that's bad.
Oh.
Number 5. Minerals, vitamins, and nutrients of all microwave food is
I
reduced.
think it's right on to some.
Right here.
Okay.
All. It says minerals, vitamins, and nutrients of all microwave food is reduced or altered so that the human body gets little or no benefit, or the human body absorbs altered compounds that cannot be broken down.
She's doing well. Teach.
When you use the microwave just one digga time, you have 56 years before 5% leave you. We're coming to number 5.
That's 5.
I'm going to give you number 6 as brought up.
Go ahead, teach.
The minerals in vegetables are altered into cancerous free radicals
No, man.
when cooked in microwave ovens.
It's cancer?
Cancerous. The minerals in vegetables are altered into cancerous free radicals when cooked in microwave ovens.
Don't move yet. What you plan to do is yours from tonight. How are you going to do that? The only way it is safe. One's man's trash is another man's what? Treasure. Earlier this year, as I traveled globally, 1.7 million people as I traveled worldwide in the name of Jesus as his servant and medical missionary. Cut the cord, break up the glass with some righteous hammer. Some use sledge, some just put it under the car and it on that. Because you might throw it away and somebody leave Brother Paul, oh, the Lord provided. It didn't. That's the only way it is safe. One man before I came here, Monday, it was put down for 2 years. And a friend said, can you repair it? He said, yes, man. And he went outside, my brother, as a technician. Guess what happened to him? He didn't put on a protective gloves. And his hand unintentionally touched on the transformer and he was paralyzed instantaneously. I'm going back the 5th to start treating. Hello? Can I talk to you? So what are you going to do with yours from tonight? With the help of the Lord? Talk to me. You want the microwave in your house? For what? Continue number 7.
The microwave foods cause stomach and intestinal cancerous growths
What type?
or tumors.
What type it causes?
Microwave foods causes stomach and intestinal cancerous growths or tumors.
Yes.
This may explain the rapidly increased rate of colon cancer.
Which is the leading cause
In
of
America.
Colon cancer is the leading cause of all cancer death in the world. And colon cancer kills more people than AIDS, breast cancer, and prostate. In the world. Go ahead, teach.
The prolonged eating of microwave foods causes cancerous cells to increase in human blood.
In the what?
In the human blood.
All right, so.
Continual ingestion of microwave food causes immune system deficiencies.
And what is the immune system? How to protect you. Give an example. You take the bark of the tree outside. Want to die? That's the immune system. There's only two ways we get sick, beloved. A weak immune system that cannot fight disease, and your body become acidic. So with the microwave plus coupled with sugar and aluminum pots and non-stick plus animal protein, allow the body to go on, to be knocked out of balance by disturbing the pH, which is poor of hydrogen, and the scale is from what? 1 to 14. So it make it acidic, which is never over 7 but under 7, plus because of a weak immune system, they become sick. And there's nothing called cancer. They are tumors. And nobody they have cancer. But Dr. Guest, you see, God used to tell people with cancer, they get well, yes. How do you do that? By building the immune system. Because we have the disease, we have the formula of what? And the what? We have the formula and the power to cure the disease in our body. It's called your immune system. And even though I'm a doctor, I get 1 cancer cell every day, but I will never die of cancer. I have a strong immune system. And my body is not acidic. It is always alkaline. Because I do not eat by God's grace, and I made him a pledge. I don't eat anything that have a mother or father in the face and move by itself. Amen. Eh? Can I talk to you? Yes. And I've treated over 200 and something people this year with cancer globally, and God heal everybody. Amen. Including pinched nerve, fibroids, glaucoma, cataract, impotence. And the Lord heal them, not guess. I'm just a channel being used. He is the one who is, but I'm blessed to be a part of his ministry. Amen. Because I can do all things through Christ. And the only limitation of life is what you place on yourself. Finish it up for me, dear.
Continual ingestion of microwave foods causes immune system deficiencies through lymph gland and blood serum alterations.
That is correct.
Number 10.
Listen to this carefully. You might know somebody. Go ahead, teach. Let's part them out, number 1.
Okay. Continual ingestion of microwave food
causes 1.
Loss of memory.
You know anybody like that? You can't remember anything?
Alzheimer's.
Talk to me. Alzheimer's too, senility and Parkinson's. It does that.
Concentration, loss of concentration.
Lack of concentration.
Emotional instability.
What?
Emotional instability.
And the worst one coming.
And a decrease of intelligence.
Nice, isn't it?
The Lord bless us, sis. We got to do that soon, again. Is that good or bad? So, in order to know, what are you going to do with yours?
Throw it away.
How are you going to do it?
Destroy it.
By what way? Let's take one at a time. By righteous summer, but you cut the cord first. I love you, wife. I love you. You're listening. Now, that is one. The aluminium is just as bad. And when you drink things from aluminium, the contents, the aluminium is more dangerous than the contents inside. Because aluminium is a soft material that is easily pitted and dissolved. And so when you put sugar in it, or anything per se, after a total of 2 minutes and 5 seconds, how much? When you test it, it is full of aluminium. It causes Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, memory loss, cancer of all types, worse than the microwave, are just as bad. And by the way, did you know that they banned microwave in Fiji from 71? Did you know that they banned microwave in Russia from 76? And did you know that 99.9% of all the European, the Eastern country, do not use microwave, aluminium and non-stick? And did you know that the Chinese and Japanese, what they cook the food in for you, they don't use it for themselves? And let me drop the gun. Did you know that they make MSG, monosodium glutamate, one Friday evening by a mad scientist in the park? That's what approved by the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, for 19.7 million, and they don't use it? And did you know when you go to England, especially Scotland, bless you Jesus, that every restaurant mark MSG free or no MSG, can you get a prison to give some of it? And did you know that is on the people that can't cook properly use powder season in the first place? And I'm not taking back my talk. Did you? We need to learn to appreciate the simple things of life, because God said, and I quote, I use the simple thing to confound the wise. So what we need is not more educated, is more dedicated and committed. And if you don't know, find out. First Samuel 2 verse 30. Know what it says? I will honor those who what? I will do what? And 1 Corinthians 10:31 says, what does it say? Whether therefore, help me somebody. And whatsoever I do. So tell me something. In order to know about the microwave and aluminum non-stick. By the way, non-stick, Teflon. You know what it's made for? It was made and is still made for what? For the armored piercing bullet for the war. Are you fighting a war in your body? Brother Miller, Brother Paul, this is war. But we can win because Jesus is our battle axe. And the songwriter wrote, learning to lean. I'm learning to lean on Jesus. And then it says, learning to lean. That's what I do best. Learning. Everybody? I'm learning to lean on Jesus. Finding more power. Hallelujah. Finding that I've ever gleaned, that I've ever dreamed. I'm learning to lean on Jesus. You sound like a beautiful chorus, you know. And we're here tonight to have a Catarampus elephantus super splendaciously Catarampus latine. Can I talk to you? The good news is this. Pineapple is one of the best things for high blood pressure. What did I say? You know pine? Apple? Good for sinus, cavity sinus problem? Really? Of course. We have 12 sinuses, here, here, and here. It is good for sinusitis. It is good for people taking medication for high blood pressure. Can I talk to you? It is good for osteoporosis, which is thinning of the bone, man. Hear me out, somebody. Is that good or bad? It contains bromelain. What does it do? Help to digest just about anything you eat that is wrong. But I wish to God tonight eat what is right. And guess what it does? The bromelain is one of the beautiful things that help to destroy cancer cells. Is that good or bad? I should think so. And so if you have a tooth that is giving you trouble, toothache, pineapple juice, man. But don't buy anything in tin. I have never seen the pig, although it eat everything, eating from a tin and cut it himself. Hear me or somebody. Yes? Now, what do you use to thin the blood? Apart from the pineapple. You need garlic to move the plaque out of the arterial walls, because garlic is God's natural antibiotic and antimine against our prevent. Can I talk to you, beloved? I hope I'm not boring you yet, as I'm accustomed to. You also need cayenne. How is it spelled? C-A-Y-E-N-N-E. And cayenne will keep you fit as a figure, so you dress in and have a wriggle. And it helps to put pep in your step. And when you get into the cold in the foreign country, you put a little cayenne powder in some ginger tea and a little honey to temper. And when everybody is trembling, you're perspiring, sweating everywhere, including if you have sickle cell. Isn't that wonderful? How do you keep yourself warm, Dr. Guest, when the ice, as I travel globally? I drink my cayenne tea with ginger and a little honey, and I put some in my shoes, and I just step out for Jesus. And I never have any, when everybody, hey, where you going? I don't need them to know. Cayenne powder does the trick. Isn't that wonderful? Yes. There's only one problem, man. When you drink it, you're on fire. Shut up in the bowl here. It is also good for young women or middle-aged women that are having what? Your period. Is that good news? Have a period problem? Let me solve it for you. All you need is some cayenne powder. Write it down. This is privileged information. Expensive that you can't pay for. But thank God for Jesus. And Brother Paul and the rest of the team. Cayenne, ginger, and some thyme. Not the one they wear now. The THYME. Someone say me? A different spelling, Professor. Isn't it some? 5 days before your cycle or your period begin, your menstrual flow, 3 things happen. You find yourself feeling nauseous, want to vomit, planning to go to New York, but you live in Bahamas. Makes sense, the truth. And you, I'm not taking up here, I live here. You get the thyme and the ginger and you boil it as strong as possible. Say about a half a gallon of water and a generous handful of thyme and a large piece of ginger. And you grate the ginger or blend it, put it in the thyme tea, 15 minutes you lock it off. And you get the cayenne capsules or the powder and you don't need to even warm it, my sister. You just put it together and you start to use it 5 days before, say your period begin 5 days from now, starting tomorrow, 5. You start from tonight. Can I talk to you? Yeah. And when your period comes, you don't even know. What's causing the period pain? The clot's like some big piece of ice trying to come through the fallopian tube. So the cayenne powder, what? It thin the blood? Yeah? That's one. The thyme, what? Eliminate gas and flatulence and bloating and have it to have a free flow. And the best thing what happened, the ginger eliminate gas. And as long as you do that, as God in the bread, you will never have no more period pain in this life. Can I talk to you? Can I get a witness in the house? Why you sound like you're dead fit? What is nobody there? Now, there's another thing you need to do with the period pain. Just before your period begin, get some dumbbells or some buckles with some wet sand and start to do some abdominal push-up. Because you need to put pressure on the muscles. And as long as you do that, as the Lord is my witness, you'll be all right. You know, I was in London a few days ago, and this teacher had a classroom full of young people. It's a Catholic school, and they were all having period pain. And he said, Dr. Guest, can you come and tell us? I said, sure. And when they called me Tuesday, they're about to pay my plane fare to come back next week. I said, no, I have to go to the Bahamas, to Elder. And everybody tried, and they spread it to 56 schools in Europe. The same formula, and not one of them, young, big, old, everybody, no more period pain. Is that wonderful? Amen. Isn't God wonderful? Yes. There's a lot of things you need to do that have no side effect. That one is effective, but no side effects. I see my friends biting the nails. That is bad. 1 million germs on a pint of a pin. So please, we don't want anything happen to you unless it's good. Okay? You're sweet and I don't want anything happen to you. Now, when you look at menopause, you're producing too much what? Too much? Too much what? Too much? What is it? No, man, progesterone. When you produce excessive estrogen, then you get breast cancer. If you're under a lot of stress, stress is responsible for, and I quote, 97% of all disease. Stress. Somebody bad driver, sure, stress. Even in church, stress. And the Bible tells you what? Distress of nation. Stress, the truth. And brother, and Paul said, okay, I'd like you to work at the radio station. He applied to Paul. Said, I qualified. And he's going through it, and it's an air-conditioned building. And he said, second is, and you're trembling up, needles and pins, and you're knocking like Bill Sajah. That's anxiety, stress, did you know? And as soon as Brother Paul said, you know how he said, no? We're going to go to the cafeteria to have lunch. Would you like to come? And by the way, you have the job. And guess what? The pins and needles stop. That's anxiety, stress, but that's short term. Take your troubles to the Lord and leave it there. And when you tell Jesus, he won't tell nobody. Can I talk to you? Leave the stress. Then the next one that causes the fibroids is the microwave and the aluminum non-stick. But the worst one is the chicken. They are fed with steroid hormone and antibiotic. And if you think I'm joking, you go to this thing called Prion, P-R-I-O-N on your computer. And when you see, after we see the little video. If you're sitting here and you have diabetes, it is the leading cause of blindness, amputation, low sperm count, impotence, erectile dysfunction, and amputation, but it's the leading cause of blindness. But Dr. Guest, it runs in the family. Is it rope? No, I don't think so. Is it water? Mm-mm. Electricity? God forbid. The only disease that runs in the family, which is hereditary, is sickle cell. But the genes run in the family. The rest of it is your diet, your lifestyle, and your cooking utensils. Write the word pharmacy down, hospital for me, quickly please, in the interest of time. Hospital, H-O-S-P-I-T-A, hospital. The word hospital comes from the Latin word, to the Latin and Greek in medicine, comes from the Latin word hospice. What does it mean? A place to die. No, that wasn't a joke. I'm very serious. And you're not supposed to know this as a lay person, but I'm telling you. Mean a place to die. Let me back up. Have you ever seen a hospital from you were born without a dead house known as a morgue? Have you? Dead house? A morgue? Hmm? Brother Millers. Hello, where are you? Thank you. Isn't it true? Hospital always have a dead house because they have plans for you. Write the word pharmacy down. And for those who didn't know that they got to Obeah man, write it down. Science man around Guzo man. You know, say, I swan so do, I she do, I him and him do you swan so. You do yourself. Unintentionally. So pharmacy, P-H-A-R-M-A-C-Y, comes from the Greek word pharmakia. What does it mean in English? Witchcraft or sorcery. Don't you know? Don't you see that these things have two snakes? Where do you think they're from? They come all the way from Ramesses right during Moses' time. Witchcraft. Cross off your ACY for me. Everybody, cross off your ACY. Let me give you a new word. Cross the ACY off, teacher, please. And then go to the left and cross off your P. What you have, teacher? Excuse me? Yeah, man, you have a problem. You're not here. What you have? That's what to do. That's what you're going here to do. Harm yourself. And it's not going to use it, you know. Write the word death, the opposite of life for me. Quickly, please. Death, opposite of life. Take off your H and take off your D. What you have? So 3/5 of the word that is eat. When you walk into your supermarket, super extra large, you're walking through a big graveyard. You know the cemeteries are the final resting places? Your stomach, that's where you bury it. Stop digging your grave with your mouth. And stop living to eat, but eat to live. Remember that little is plenty or enough when Jesus is in it. Because the time is going to come that all you have is water, but he promised it will be sure. He fed Elijah. He fed the children of Israel. He will also feed you. And you're special. God made you so. Learn to trust Jesus. And learn to wait patiently. Because what is yours? Jamaicans say, what have for you can't be and for you. Wait on the Lord. So he said, seek me first. And all my righteousness is right doing. And the sweet answer, okay, you want, okay, I'm going to give you that too. And see a Ben's there too. And I'm going to give you a good husband too. You see that? I hear one tomorrow. Because the earth is the Lord's, the world and they, and we can't pay for the breath we're breathing. We use and replace 2 billion cells every day. From your esophagus to your bottom is 35 feet tall. Our kidneys filters 200 quarts of blood every day, and 2 quarts of waste every day. And God has used me this year so that the 70 odd people that were on dialysis machine, they're off already. And 196 people passed out kidney and gallstone in 3 days. One woman was a diabetic, and she passed out 196 stones in 7 days. One uncle had half a kidney, and she passed out 19 stones as well. Now she's a member of the Falmouth Adventist Church in Trelawney. Hear me, oh somebody. God is still in the healing business. So what we need, what the world needs is Jesus. Just a glimpse of him. What the world needs is Jesus. Just a glimpse of him. He will bring what? Joy and gladness. He will take away sin and sadness. We need Jesus and less of self. Sinusitis. Cow's milk is for cow calf. We're not cows. Hear me carefully. When the manufacturer go up there and put the apparatus on the cow breast, called the adder them, 4 nipples, and they have 50 cows to deal with, 1,000 cows, so it's 50 for Brother Paul, 50 for my brethren, 50 for me, and 50 for teacher, and 50 for Sister Miller, 50 for Brother Miller. I have an assignment. And I go and I put all my machines on all 50. By the time I go to number 1, supposed to be 5 minutes for the 2 get in the middle. By the time I go, 30 seconds late, what happened? Milk stop coming and blood start coming. I'm not joking, I'm telling you this. And you think the milk is thrown away, you got to be crazy, man, you're losing it. It is put in the machine with the same rest of milk. And the milk is pasteurized at 165 degrees for 15 seconds. What temperature water boil? 212 or how much in centigrade? Talk to me. 100 and what? Come on, man, do your maths. And tomorrow when you milk the cow, instead of getting milk, you get pus. Excuse me? And then they use 87% of all the milk that you drink contain formaldehyde. You know what you use that for? To embalm you when you're dead. Condensed milk is a total abomination. Yeah? You have condensed, you have conman, conartist, condemn, convict, confusion, conversion. We're having a conversation, don't it? Take time with me. I still love you. Condensed milk is made with granulated sugar that have no nutritional value. And then they use corn starch and corn syrup, which is made with sulfuric acid, used to make washing soap and gasoline. And you want to drink that rubbish? And even the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, I got a copy for Brother Paul to have it. I think Brother Miller have a copy of the thing there. Yeah, Elder, you have the one with the, the dairy product. The US government, no disrespect, and if I die, by God's grace, I'll see you near it made new. I'm going to tell you anyhow. They use caliform in the milk. You know what caliform is? And all the developed countries use caliform. You know what caliform is? The fecal matter, Jamaican product, the doo-doo. Into it, we have a document down here. Excuse me? What? And the dead mice and the antibiotic and steroid. Excuse me? And as the cow give birth, the calf walk within an hour. How long it take a child to walk? Talk to me. Are we cows? The calf weighs 70 to 350 pounds to the elephant and walk same time. Go back 3 months and it's double the weight. Now, the button on your shirts, 60% is made from cow's milk. The paint on the wall, 19%. Your leather furniture, 15%. And all furniture glue, 72%. for those who are mothers, and if I'm lying, tell them I am. When you give birth to your lovely bouncing baby, girl or boy, and you squeeze the breast, don't the milk stick on your finger? Be honest with me, isn't it? Well, the cow's milk contains caseinate. Yeah? Caseinate. And caseinate is 300% stronger elder than the human one. You can imagine you drink it and sleep on it, and you don't want to wear it too, and eat it too. And as for cheese, it is rotten stink that even the turkey vulture drunk don't want it. And then they use the lining of the stomach wall of the pig to harden the cheese, known as rennet. Excuse me? And if that is an abomination, they use paraffin or kerosene to prevent bacteria from growing in it. I have the document on there. By the way, there's no cheese for vegetarian, that's a lie. It have been whey, the byproduct of the same milk. You know what's worse? Black pepper is the third leading cause of kidney and gallstone and prostate cancer. And the only sickness a woman doesn't get is prostate, because you don't have any prostate, but we can pray and prostrate. You don't have a prostate. If that isn't bad enough, if your radiator starts to leak, I dare you. You call me at 1-876-412-0891. That is 1-876-412-0891 in Jamaica. And say you lie. And I'll come back here and apologize. Your radiator start to run, and it leak. Just get half cup of this half cup of black pepper grounded and throw it in the radiator and wait 5 minutes and dry. And it never leak till 3 months time. Black pepper. It rot in the radiator. Huh? Of course you stop it. Guaranteed. And it mash up the metal. What is it doing to you? And if you want it easier, Dr. Guest, me can't get the black pepper. Okay. You have any heck? Yeah. Let me half dozen raw one, please. I just break it and throw it minus the shell. You stop it in 5 minutes, but they come out within 3 days or 72 hours. The leading cause of kidney and gallstone is uric acid produced by animal protein. Interesting? Time doesn't permit, but I'm going to cut it short, interest of time. Men need 2/3 of zinc more than women. Because they receive and we deliver. Excuse my French. Let that one soak. A young man came to see me 2 days before I came, the Lord bless you, sir, to your wonderful country. By the way, I've never been here before. But I heard you're all warm, friendly, and hospitable. So far, that is true. Isn't that wonderful? It's true. And the young man was just 19 years of age. Married one of Mass, and got a good-looking young woman. 22. Multi-millionaire because father of oil is involved with oil in Kuwait. And she wanted badly after 2 years to get pregnant, impregnated. And all the brother was singing, look and live, my brother, look. Look to Jesus. No, me know Jesus make it, but find somebody, man. Because as far as I know, this is brother and sister thing. And it's not going to work. And my father wants another one. And all you find, you're coming like wasting this thing. All you doing is like Shandipa, you're just batting but no runs. Everything is no. It's okay. So somebody called me. I said, Dr. Guest, we heard you have the farm. I said, sure. We're going to ask you to cut your stay short and we will refund you. Which they did, handsomely too. So I sat them down and they threw out $11,000 worth of stuff out of the house. Microwave, electrical blanket, chicken and fish and all of them nice things. And after they did that, I called the prayer team that is in 72 countries that I'm connected to. And it was Psalm 103, 1-5. I was told to form a circle, put my hand on their crown, and they prayed. And God overruled. 80% of his problem was a cell phone in his pocket. Because the cell phone is the second leading cause of impotence in men, low sperm count, and prostate cancer for good. And the electromagnetic field is so strong from the cell phone that it goes up to 62 inches of precast concrete. While the microwave, that time didn't permit me to go through, but I'm going to leave it with Brother Paul for you. The microwave electromagnetic field it produces is 100 billion times per second. Frightening, isn't it, Teach? How much? 100 billion times per what? There is no atom or molecules can withstand that. And so God used me to his glory. And within 3 weeks, when the chap called me, said, Dr. Guest, I went to the well of this man. I said, what happened? Bought me a cup full of over, man. I said, that already? He said, yes, man. Man buy a good Breville juice extractor from Sears, man. And his brother sent him one from Help Me Jesus, from Macy's in New York. Within 6 weeks, man, Dr. Guest, I said, you want to be the godfather? I said, what are you talking? Who's this? So I said, yes, man, I am 2 weeks in that year, man. She is in an advanced state of pregnancy. You see from that? The microphone, the telephone, go over that side. And he only use cell phone when it's necessary, and you don't keep it on him. You have this little, we call it again the little apparatus. That's what you use. It causes prostate cancer, low sperm count, and impotence in men. We are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And there was a man in Cayman, 65 years young, married a young, good-looking woman at 22 from Japan. And they sent for me. So, Dr. Guest, I heard you rescued the Persian and the Lord cared for the dying through you. So I humbled myself and I went. After prayer team, he said, go, Dr. Guest. And he changed his glasses 4 times for the year. Poor thing. But after the Lord used me one more time to his glory, I gave him a set of medication that 4 people have a set so far here. Gave him a gallon of blood purifying immune booster that I have for some people. And it don't matter what medical problem you think you have, including leprosy, it will get rid of it in record time, if you're disciplined enough. That was the Sunday. And by the following Friday, brethren comes to me and said, Dr. Guest, I said, have a problem? I said, tell the Lord. He said, no, man, you not come tell because you started. See there, I stopped wearing glass back. I said, really? He said, yeah, man. He said, from I leave here the Sunday, the Wednesday, I stop wearing glass. And by the Friday, I stopped taking it. I was taking 192 in the Savins Lane and 60 tablets of blood pressure. I'm not taking anything again. Thank God for you. 1 month after, the man called me and said, my wife want to talk to you. Dr. Guest, the doctor said, me go I have twin. Man went to ball play bush and shot and him shoot 2 birds 1 time. There is nothing too hard. And by the way, Mr. Goldberg, anybody know Cayman? Been to Cayman, Grand Cayman? Ask for Mr. Lee Goldberg. He died at 98 early this year. Mr. Goldberg said, there's 5 other people that need help. And I went back, all expense paid. God healed them the same way One stop wearing glasses in a week, one treat, them no wear glasses anymore. You know what the man did, the 65-year-old one? He said, Mr. Goldberg, turn off the light, man. And Brother Paul, the man could read the King James Version in dim light, no glasses. And there's a formula God bless me to know. On my return in the 30, 97% of you can stop wearing glasses if this is well enough. Because I am the Lord that healeth you, not Herbert Guest. So sinus problem. Finally, leave out all dairy product. Leave out red peas. Leave out white rice. Leave out parboiled rice and leave out citrus. Leave out ice cold liquid. Leave out sugar. And as for sugar, it causes 8 types of cancer, including breast and prostate, kidney cancer, and nervous cancer. Leave out cocoa product. It contains thebromine, chocolate I'm talking about. And thebromine is as bad as coffee and green tea. It also contains alpha-metabenzyl alcohol, which is French, that also causes 56 medical problems, including destroying your kidneys. I'm going to ask them to show you the clip. Then I take your questions, ask a few, get a few questions answered, and then I say goodbye for tonight.